The IB ACIO live mock has been conducted and I'm here to discuss the logical reasoning section of the same with you in detail and to understand what implications does it have on your overall paper and how do you think in the examination to make the solving of these questions easier and more approachable for you. So welcome all of you to the class. By the end of this session, the main agenda for us will be to completely go through the logical reasoning section of this live mock and understand what were the kind of questions and how could we have approached them better with a very nice comparative analysis. So let's quickly start in live. But just before we start, I'll just like to tell you that the IB ACIO live batch has also started and a new 2.0 batch is going to start very soon. So you can quickly go ahead and join that. Look at our website for the same and stay tuned on this platform for more information. Right, let's start with the very first question. So this here, I think you can see image based question right here which completes the pattern. It's a very easy approach basically. Nothing much has to be done here. If you observe this question, is simply reciprocating. Okay, so this figure will just reciprocate here. Ditto same, nothing is going to change. So if that is going to happen, this top is going to be white, there is black and everything is unshaded here. So, sorry. Just by observing, you'll see this is black, not possible. This seems to be okay. There is no line, the lines are missing here and there is, okay, just look at B. Achha, B is the, D, the whole thing is black. So I think it's clearly there that B is the correct answer. Simple, with observation, you could have given the answer and 26 seconds what the topper has taken. So I think this is pretty decent, not a problem at all. Right, now next question. You will find initially the reasoning section will seem to be very easy. Okay. And it actually is. If you observe not only the papers, a lot of students are saying that okay, the papers are not as difficult as IB ACIO because there is a notion in your head that IB ACIO everything is difficult. It's actually not. Logical reasoning, somewhat quantitative aptitude, somewhat English, they are at par your other examinations. The major difference comes in the GK section. So understand that too the way of asking the question changes majorly, otherwise everything else is the same only. Now here they have given you 4 options, option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4. Each gives you a pair of images and they are asking you choose the odd pair out. If you observe carefully what exactly is happening here, this is the water image, right? If you flip it like this, 180 degree, you will get this figure. If you flip it like this, 180 degree, you will get this figure. If you flip it like this, 180 degree, you will get this figure. But here, merely flipping it by 180 degrees is not going to give you this. Why? Because you can see this circle is lying here and it is coming here. So this is flipping 180 and then taking its mirror image. So option 4 is the odd one out here. Rest everything was following your suit. Again, 49 seconds is too much. This was actually just visual. So why did this question take time? Probably in the examination, observing all these things and catching and understanding the thing, because there are multiple elements here. So what happens is when you're actually giving a mock or let's say the final examination, you want to be too sure to get your answer, to mark your answer. So gradually take that habit away from you. Okay. I agree that being slightly sure is important, but don't overdo it. Otherwise you're wasting your time there. 50 seconds, almost 50 seconds is too much for this question. This is not worth it. Right? Next. Logical meaningful order. This was a good question actually. So we have baseball, golf, tennis, basketball, soccer. Now a lot of people, the first thing which comes to your mind is number of players. Everybody thinks about this, number of players in each team. Okay. Golf, obviously everybody thinks that there will be one person who will be playing golf, 2 people who will be playing tennis, probably 5 people who are playing basketball, 11 people playing soccer and 9 people playing baseball. So a lot of people arrange it in this order. But that is not what they are talking about. Why? Because it should start with golf, then we should have tennis, then we should have basketball, then we should have baseball, then we should have soccer. But 2, 3, 1, 4, 5 is not there anywhere. Is there? 2, 3, 4, 1, 5 is not there anywhere. So this order is not being followed. Neither 5, 1, 4, 3, 2 is there. So something else is going on here. Now what else can be the possible thing? So this is not the case. Just check. The first position is 1, 2, 3, 2. So 1, 2 and 3, baseball, golf and tennis. What else can be the reason here if that is not the case? The other thing is size of ball. Okay. So the playing ball in baseball, golf, tennis, basketball and soccer. So the golf ball is the smallest. So we'll start with 2. After that the tennis ball is slightly larger. So we'll have 3. So this is gone. This is gone. Okay, 2, 3, 1 is sure. So next is the baseball, done. Now we are left with the basketball and soccer. Everybody thinks that they are almost equal, they are not. Soccer ball is slightly smaller than the basketball. Basketball is the largest, so sorry, soccer ball is the largest, my bad. So this is 2, 3, 1, 4, 5. No, sorry, 2, 3, 1, 5, 4. Yeah, I am right. Basketball is slightly larger than the soccer ball. So option 2, option B becomes the correct answer. Right? This is the ideology behind this question, but I don't find this to be very informative. Okay. Probably can be given as a guess. Yes, next one. Not difficult. This one is just tricks your brain for a few seconds because you feel that it is talking about 8435, whereas it is not. It is simply talking about digits. 8 to 6 is -2, 4 to 6 is +2, 3 to 1 is -2, 5 to 7 is +2. That's what they are doing. So 7 minus 2 is 5. Sorry. Now something from here has come here. So -2 is giving you 7. So this is definitely 9. And +2 is giving you 9. So this is definitely 7. So we are starting with 9, 7. So these two are gone. The third one again, -2 is giving you 2. So that means it is 4. 9, 7, 4. Option A is the right answer. Okay. So option A is the right answer. 34 seconds. Decent. Could have been slightly faster, but 34 seconds is also not bad. It's pretty okay. Which of the following options will give a balanced equation? Okay. Let's check this one out. So look at the division sign first. We have the equal to also. So division is between 6 and 7. Is that making sense? Not at all. So this is rejected. Again the same here also, 6 and 7 rejected. Check for these. So division is definitely here between 42 and 2. Okay. So this is 21 for me now. This is done. Now 16 minus 21. This is what is happening here. Should be equal to 5 into 6, 30 plus 7. 16 minus 21, that's a negative number. So no, that's not true. Option B is the right answer. Now I've got my answer. I will not unnecessarily spend time to check it because I'm very sure of my answer. Just for your sake, I'm doing it here. But in the examination, refrain from checking it. What you have done is you have smartly eliminated 3 options. So you're only left with 1 now. That's the only possibility, right? So don't unnecessarily waste time to check it. 5 into 6 plus 7 minus 16 should be equal to 21. 5 into 6, 30 plus 7, 37 minus 16 is 21. So option B is my right answer. Cool. It hurts. What does hurt? Time wasting hurts. 33 seconds. Very decent. Very nice. Lovely. It's a lovely timeline for this question. Next question. Next term in the series. Okay. Let's do it. So 3. Now this will get tricky. I will not say tricky, but this is slightly different from your regular questions. Okay. Okay, so this is 3, this is 8. So you will say plus 5. This is 8, this is 5. You will say minus 3. 5, this is 12. This is plus 7. Now you will get confused here. Don't get confused. If there is no order being followed, this can be taken into an alternative route. How? 3 and 5 is plus 2. 8 and 12 is plus 4. Probably that's what is happening. Okay, so from here to here, I'll go plus 2 again. So I'll get a G. Am I getting a G in the beginning? Yes, I am. Next. So now check only between C, D, F, E, H, G and this one. So D and H is plus 4. So H and plus 4 will be 12. So option B should be my right answer. Cool. And 6 and 10 is also plus 4. So 10 and 4 will be 14. So I have GLN as my correct answer. So not every time you can get something just by going direct. If you are not able to get a logical response, shift to the alternate version. That always helps. Okay. 58 seconds. Why? Because there was lack of confidence. 1 minute is too much for this question. I can vouch for that. Right? I know, I understand what you guys go through when you're giving a mock or what you guys go through when you're giving an actual examination. There's a lot of pressure on your head and that creates such kind of mishappenings in the examination, but be sure you have to learn to avoid wasting your time in these things. It's very simple. If this is not working out, go alternate. It's going to help you a lot of times. Right? 58 seconds is too much for this. Hopefully the person has regained it somehow. Next one, odd one out. Just quickly check the differences and we'll get the answers. So YVB is 25, 22 minus 3, 22, 22, 28 is plus 6. Okay, let's look at this one. So this is 10, 7 minus 3 and 7, 17 is plus 10. Okay, 16, 12 is minus 4 and this is the same thing, and 2, 25, 28, 25 is minus 3 and 25 is the same. What am I missing out on? 10 plus 7, 25, 28 plus 3, 28, 22. Okay. Anybody who is solving this question or who has solved it? Want to try? Let me just figure it out. Okay, why can't we take a reverse position here? Wait. Okay, I think this is reverse, reverse, reverse. Perfect. And this is going minus 3, minus 3, minus 28, 25, minus 3. Perfect, works out. So PLL is the odd one out. Why? Because this should have been P, 16, 3 is M and this is K. This should have been PMK. Okay, got it. So V and B may or may not be connected. We have the first and third letters connecting and the first and second letters connecting. So option C is the correct answer. Cool. 24 seconds. Good job. Excellent. So he has covered it here. Next. Now this one will seem to be tricky. Okay. The question is asking you which among the following can be the water image of this question. This is the question image in front of you and there are 4 answer images right here. I'll just zoom out a bit. Okay. This is right in front of you. This is the question figure. These are the answer figures, option figures. You need to choose which is the water image. Now this may seem difficult. You might start looking for elements. But actually just a glance at this image, the glance at these options will give you your correct answer. Okay. Glance of these options will give you your correct answer. So if you see this person is walking here. Okay. Now even when you take the water image, will the person still not be walking here only, right? He will be walking there only. This person now the legs are pointed here. He is walking in this direction. Not possible, gone. This person is still walking here. Not possible, gone. This person is walking here. Not possible, gone. Only this is the case where despite taking the water image, he is walking in the same direction. So option 2 becomes your correct answer. I know observing this becomes difficult during the examination, but you need to figure out what is that one element which will help me decide what is my correct answer. So always look at all the 4 options together first. That will help you to decide on that one element which is going to make the difference, or maybe 2 elements which are going to make a difference. A lot of people get stuck with this high here. Okay, so that is also, see, here the high is the same. So this is gone. And here the high is changing the direction. So this is also gone. So we are, as it is, we are left with 2 and 3 only. And 2 and 3 you will see that this direction is changing. So you will get your answers like that. Cool. So figure 3 is my correct water image. Figure 3 is my correct water image. What? Oh, sorry. Figure 2 is my correct water image. And that makes it 33 seconds. Good job. Excellent. Good viewing. Next. Oh, this is a very good question. This is an excellent question. Just give it a shot. You might never have come across such a question in SSC examinations. So, in this question, what is the first thing you are going to do is you are going to take a difference. Obviously, because there is minus here. So, we are going to think that something is being constantly reduced. Okay. So, we will start taking the differences. What is the difference here? So, we will get 2 and 8. 82 is being subtracted here. So, you will think that, okay, this 82 here may be subtracted here. Next difference which you take, you will get 74. Okay, so we are subtracting, we are subtracting. Next difference if you take, you are going to get 62. Okay, now 20 and minus 28, you are going to get minus 48. And this is how much? Minus 56, right? Okay, this is what is happening. Now we need to find the wrong number in this, the incorrect number in this series. So if you observe 82 and 74, 74 and 62, most of us what they'll do is they'll take the further, they'll take the difference, they'll take the rubber difference. So 82 and 74 is how much? It's 8. Difference of plus 8. 74 and 62 is how much? So it's 12, right? Plus 12. Correct? 62 and 48 is how much? So this should have been, now 8 plus 4, so this should have been 16, right? Ideally this should have been 16, but what is it? 14. This still seems to be somewhat in line. And 48 and 56 is how much? So 48 and 56, now this is going in a negative zone. Okay, this should have reduced further. Am I right? So there's something wrong here. Okay, something wrong here. If I think that this should have been increased by, let's say, minus 62, if I say plus 8 plus 4, 12 plus 4, 16, what will happen then? Let's check it out. So minus 62 plus 16 will be right? This should be minus 46. Now 20 minus 46 should be minus 26. Okay, but is that still making sense? Minus 26 minus 84, that's still not making sense. Are you getting it? So there's something wrong in our understanding. Now if you know prime numbers very well, you will figure this out what exactly is going wrong here. Majority of the students got trapped here because they don't know prime numbers very well. Okay. Always remember, you have to learn the prime numbers from 1 to 100 minimum. You have to remember them. They're not a lot actually. And always remember their double, their triple, their halves, their divide by 3 wherever necessary, wherever possible. Okay, obviously this is not going to be valid. So these things you need to remember. Just observe it that way. So if you see, this is 41 into 2. This is 37 into 2. This is 31 into 2. So what is happening? They are just reducing prime numbers. So the next one could not have been 48 because that would have been 24 into 2, which is not true. The next prime number here is 29. So 29 into 2 should have been your answer, which is 58. So this should have been minus 38. 20 minus 58 is minus 38. And then minus 58 minus 84, you would have said this is, so minus 38 minus 84 would have been minus 46, right? Which is 23 into 2. Got it? So this is the logic. I know 100% figuring this out in the actual examination is almost next to impossible, provided you don't know this. If you know this, then you might just look at the differences. Sometimes don't try to figure out with the double difference alone. Try to look at the differences. Can you see something? So this is a new thing which you will learn here, right? If you see that there are prime numbers, maybe they are just being doubled. If they are perfect squares, maybe they are just being doubled. If they are perfect cubes, maybe that is just being doubled. So that will give you a fair idea of how to approach this particular question, right? Obviously, getting the correct answer here would have been difficult. Let's see if the topper has done that or not. He has. Very good. Excellent. He has taken a good amount of time. That is obvious in this question, 118 seconds. But he has got the correct answer. So kudos to the topper for getting the correct answer. But what is your learning in this? In the examination, you should have rather dropped this question. It's not worth 2 minutes of yours unless you have the time of coming back to it. Unless you have marked it for review, you have solved the whole question and then you're coming back to it. The whole paper and then you're coming back to it. That is advisable, but taking it up like this is not advisable. Okay, next. Pointing to a man, Yadav said. So Yadav said, we'll start with Yadav. He is the son of the brother of my father's wife. So Yadav, father. That is Yadav's mother. Let's write it like this only. My father, wife's elder brother. So this is Yadav's mother's brother. He is the son of the brother of my father's wife's elder brother. So this is brother's brother and he is the son. That man is the son. So how is the man related to Yadav? He is a cousin. Basically, he is a maternal cousin, right? So cousin, option C is the right answer. This is not a big deal. "37 seconds, decent, very decent, nice. Next. Okay. So 7 persons are sitting around the circular table facing outside the center but not necessarily in the same order. Okay, read the question now. The question is, who is an immediate neighbor of T? That's what we need to find out. Who is sitting 4 to the left of Q? What is this? Double questions. Okay, let's see. Okay, who is an immediate neighbor of T is here. Oh, my bad, sorry. Let's arrange this. I think this is a simple sitting arrangement. 7 persons are sitting in a circle facing outside. So, we'll just equally place them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 facing outside. Not in the same order, of course. 3 persons sit between V and P, not more than 2 persons between P and U. Okay, let's not put that. S sits second to the right of V. So, this is V, S is here. Okay, and Q is third to the left of R, who is an immediate neighbor of T. Now, this cannot be T. Okay, so this can be T. If this is T, okay, let's read something else also. Yeah, 3 persons sit between V and P. Okay, V, 3 and 3. P and U. So, let's place P here first. 1, 2, 3. Let's place P here first. And we are saying not more than 2 persons are between P and U when counted from the right. When counted from P's right, there should not be more than 2 persons between P and U. Okay, can U be here? There can be less than 2, no? S sits second to the right of V. Okay, Q is sitting third to the left of R. R, 1, 2, 3, R, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, our arrangement is incorrect. It's totally incorrect. Okay. So, now V has 3 persons. So, P has to sit here. There is no other option for us. Okay. And between P and U on the right, there cannot be more than 2 persons. So, U is still sitting here. Okay. We will have 2 persons exactly. S sits second to the, yeah, done. Q is sitting third to the left of R. So, if this is R, 1, 2, 3, this is R and this is R. So, it can be either of 3 places. Who is an immediate neighbor of T? R has to be an immediate neighbor of T. So, this is R, this is Q and this is T. So, R, 1, 2, 3, third left is Q and T is the immediate neighbor of R. Done? Now, who is sitting 4 to the left of Q? 4th left of Q, 1, 2, 3, 4 is R. So, option C should be the right answer, which is correct. 158 seconds. Okay, I understand. This arrangement was slightly confusing. I would not say very because of the lack of direct information, but still not so confusing that you almost end up taking 160 seconds. That's a lot of time. Okay, that's 2 minutes 40 seconds, too much. So, avoid that. If you are not able to do it, avoid it. Okay, this is a good question actually. Now is where you will find that there is a difference in your regular approach and your reasoning section here. Okay, read this. In the question below, there is a statement followed by an inference. Mark the correct answer. Now, this is not your regular critical reasoning question where you simply see which inference is being followed from the statement. This is a different variation of that. You need to check whether the inference is definitely true, is probably true, is definitely false, or is probably false. Okay, or it cannot be drawn. So, I'll show you how to approach that. Olaf is a professional baker who also teaches to make croissants. So, now this person, this is a statement basically. Single statement. Olaf is a professional baker who, this is where it changes, also means he is a professional baker. Additionally, he teaches how to make croissant. Now, croissant, you know, French bread, okay, and ideally bakers know that how to bake French bread, but not everybody needs to know that, right? Not every baker needs to know how to make a croissant. So this also shows that Olaf is a professional baker who also teaches to make croissant. Every professional baker can make croissant. This is the inference. Okay. Now, what a lot of people do is the inference is definitely true. They say no. Because of the word every, it's not definitely true. Maybe some of them know, maybe some of them don't know. That's the idea. And in this haste, they choose this, that it is definitely false. Can you be very sure that this is 100% false? Either you have to be very sure that this is 100% true, or you have to be very sure that this is 100% false. That means not every professional baker can make croissants. That means not that some of them can make. It means nobody can make croissants. So that is also incorrect. This is not definitely false. It can be true, it cannot be true. May be true, may not be true. Probably true would have been a correct answer here. Okay. Probably false would have been a correct answer here, but that is not there. None of the options. So the inference cannot be drawn because I don't know whether every professional baker can make croissant or not. From this statement, I cannot draw this inference. Hence, this should be my correct answer. Okay. 27 seconds is what the topper has taken. This is pretty decent. So be very sure. If you're very sure, if you're 100% sure, you'll mark definitely true. If you're 100% sure that this is incorrect, you will only then mark definitely false. Otherwise, it falls in the category of probably true, probably false. Depends upon the relation with the statement. Right? Next. Paper cutting, folding, pretty easy. So just observe, this will be cut like this, okay? So this flap will open up here. So there will be a circle here, there will be a circle here. This is how it is going to complete. Then there is circles on the top and then there will be circles here. So this is the single figure in the middle. And I think more or less everywhere is the same figure only. But this triangle will flip like this. Okay, this will flip like this. So this is not the case. This is gone. And if you observe that way, the perfect symmetry is like, this is incorrect because the triangles cannot be facing on the top both ways. There are missing triangles here. So this is the only correct option with a complete symmetry. So option B is the right answer. Okay. Perfect. 46 seconds. Decent. I would say this can be done around 30-35. Just by observing, you need to do it. But still, 46 is not very bad. How many triangles are present in the given figure? Though a very easy question, just look at the options. 6, 10, 7, 12. Okay. The options are slightly close. Either 6 and 7 or 10 or 12. That's what the answer is going to be. But why do a majority of people fail here? Why do they count the incorrect number of triangles? I'll just show it to you. Good evening, Amira. So, one triangle which we can clearly see divided vertically into two parts. So, we have 3 triangles with us already. Okay. What about the rest of them? Now, a lot of people take this to be a triangle. Then they take this to be a triangle. They fail to understand what incorrect thing they are doing. Triangle is not simply this shape. Triangle has to be made with 3 straight lines. This is not a triangle. This is like a sector. I won't even call a sector because sector has to be with the center. But this is like that kind of a piece. Okay. So what is a triangle? You complete this whole thing here. This becomes a triangle. So one more is added here. Okay. You complete this whole thing here. So one more is added. And then you look at this whole thing here. So this is another triangle, which is mostly invisible to people. And that's it. There is no other triangle which you can isolate or find out. If this line was joined here, we could have calculated this also to be a triangle, but it is not. So 6 is my correct answer. That's it. There is no other triangle here whatsoever. And this will make option A is the correct answer. 51 seconds. Okay. Why 51 seconds? Because reconfirming. Once you have gotten 6, you think, you get scared that, okay, can it be 7? Am I missing out on one triangle? Let me just cross check. Okay, I understand. I agree. This is very much possible here in this case. Okay. Next. Okay, all grills are cracks. No crack is a lung. All rivers are grills. Some lungs are grills, not at all. No river is a lung. Absolutely right. So only conclusion 2 follows. Option B is the right answer. Easy. 29 seconds. Good job. Very easy. Next. This is data sufficiency. Look at the question. Data sufficiency related to quantitative aptitude. But actually you don't have to calculate anything. Just read the question and understand whether the data given is sufficient for you to answer the question or not. Okay, right. So what is the rate of interest paid by Reena if she borrows 8,000 from a bank? Reena has borrowed 8,000 from a bank. So she knows the principle. Okay, you need to find out the rate percent. That's it. You should know the time. You should know the rate of interest, the amount of interest. That's how you'll be able to calculate the R, right? So if she paid 5760 as total interest at the end of 6 years as simple interest. So now you know that this is the total simple interest which she has paid for a period of 6 years. This is the principal. Okay, this is, you know everything here. So now you can easily find out the rate. Not a problem. So statement 1 alone is sufficient. So you have both 1 and 2 together is not required now. Both 1 and 2 together are not sufficient is also not required now. And statement 2 alone is not possible only. Now I'll tell you why did we do this. You would have to check statement 2 only if there was an either case given. Either 1 or 2. If this was given to you, then you would have to check this, then separately this. Either 1 or 2 means that this alone is also sufficient while this alone is also sufficient. But that is not given only. It is saying 1 alone is sufficient, which we have got. So both together are never needed in that case. Both together only needed when 1 alone is not sufficient. Okay. Both together are not sufficient is not possible because I have already gotten my answer. A 2 alone is sufficient will only be true if this was not sufficient. Right. So everything is eliminated. Option 1 is my correct answer. But just for the sake of it, if I still read the other one, she paid x minus 3,000 as a compound interest at the end of 2 years. So you still know the years, but you don't know how much is the total compound interest. So you will not be able to locate, you will not be able to find out the amount, and thus you will not be able to find the rate interest. So this also is incomplete information. You don't have to solve it. Just understand whether you will be able to solve it or not. So statement 1 alone is sufficient. Option A is the right answer. 44 seconds is okay. But if you were quick enough here, this could have been done by 30 seconds. Okay. What will be the next set of numbers in the series? So just look at the set here. In the set, one thing you can see is 131, 131, 150, 150, 169, 169. So these numbers are repeating. So 188 is going to be my first number. Okay. That's everywhere. Okay. Next thing, just look at the difference. What exactly is happening? 122, 131. So we are adding 19 here. 131, 150. We are just adding 19 again. We are just adding 19. We are just adding 19. So we'll just add 19 again. Simple. So that is 207. Option B is the correct answer. Easy. 25 seconds. Very good. Excellent. The odd one from the following. (36, 102, 68, 136). Okay, that's strange. Are they multiples of each other anywhere? I don't think so. They're all even numbers. Any perfects, only one perfect square, so that cannot be the answer. I mean, that is not the right way to think. Think about something else. Okay. So 36, 102, 68, 136. If I just divide this by 2, what do you get? It's 51. 34. 68. 18. Now these three are multiples of 17. This is 17 into 3. This is 17 into 2. This is 17 into 4. This is not. So these three are multiples of 17. This is not. So option A should be my correct answer. So my idea is to group the other three into a single group. Okay. If you are not able to find out something, just take the factor out, the common factor out, and you'll try to see your answers. Okay. So probably option A is the right answer, which is true. 28 seconds. Very nice. Perfect. Now these two questions are the most important. Don't go anywhere. These two questions are the questions which are actually exclusive to IB ACIO papers. You will not find these questions in SSC CGL. Okay. It's not very difficult or very different, but the way of presenting is changing here. Okay. So don't run away. Just watch these two questions and then we'll end the session. Correct. Balaji Maharaj. Absolutely right. Very good. So 4 students are between Nihar and Sonia. Who is below Nihar? That is the question. Total number of students in a class is 30. Okay. So 30 students. Rank of Nihar is 19th from the top. So this is 19, this is Nihar. 4 students between Nihar and Sonia. Sonia is below Nihar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Sonia. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Sonia's rank is 24th from the top. Easy. Now you need to check which of these is the correct answer. Which of these is the correct conclusion which you can draw from this information. 5 persons are below Sonia. Can you say that? No. You can see that 30 people and she is 24. So there are 6 people after Sonia. So this is not right. Rank of Nihar is 15th from the bottom. 31 minus 19 is not 15. So this is also not right. 16 students are above Ram. Haywire information. We don't even know what this is. Rank of Sonia is 24th from the top. We've already identified that. So option D is the right answer. It's easy. Just that in the examination, because this is not in an order. This is always mixed and matched. So you will face some difficulty here. And just because it's a new type of question, so you'll feel that what exactly needs to be done here, I am not able to understand. That is why it takes your time. Do you think it was worth 1 minute 8 seconds? Not at all. Okay. But just because it was a new type of question, this is where everything goes out of your hand. Similar question now, the last question, and then we'll be done with this session today. Just look at this one. There are again 4 statements given to you and then you have to choose your answers accordingly. It's an arrangement based question. Okay. 3 persons live between M and O who lives just above G. F lives above G. In an 8-story building, M lives on the top 1st floor. So M is on the topmost floor. C lives exactly between I and X, who lives just below M. X lives just below M and C lives between I and X. So we are done with this, we are done with this. F lives above J, okay. 3 persons live between M and O, so this is O. O is on the 4th position, sorry. Who lives just above G? And we know that F lives above J. Now I lives below O, no. J lives on the bottommost floor, yes. We have our answer here. So we don't need to check anything else, but just for the sake of it, I am checking. F lives between G and X, no. And G lives just above J, no. Okay. Option B is the right answer. Simple puzzle arrangement based on floor arrangement, very easy, but rather than asking you direct question, they have twisted into a different form. If you practice this well, you won't face this issue. Not worth 84 seconds. So overall, if you observe, what was the problem in the reasoning section? 2 questions, they were highly time consuming. And actually, the person who has attempted this question paper has already taken a humongous amount of time to solve those questions, almost up to 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes. So that time is wasted there. And then apart from that, in the end, we saw that there were questions which could have been done a lot faster than what they were actually done in. So a huge chunk of time is wasted in the reasoning section, and now you have lesser time to attempt the quant section. Okay. Also in GKG section, this is not a very fast section in normal like other examinations. Why? Because you need to think here. They are not simple fact-based questions. They are actually slightly theoretical, and you'll have to think looking at all the multiple statements which are into the play. So understand these things, pick up these little nuances and practice accordingly. You will get there. Thank you so much for joining live, guys. I'll take your leave today. Bye-bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind.